We're in? We're in. Oh, shoot, I didn't put on goalie mode. Big deal. Alright, guys, another shootout com here. We're going to go over 5 teams again like we did last time. So today we have, excuse me, Minnesota Wild, New York Rangers, Edmonton Oilers, Carolina Hurricanes, and the Arizona Coyotes. Starting off with the Minnesota Wild. So, again, I'm not going to focus too much on the shootout, even though I'm playing my pain in the ass brother. So, first and foremost, for the Minnesota Wild, the all-season acquisition of Eric Staal. Alright, I'm still trying to find the logic in this move here. Not that I don't like it, because Eric Staal seemed a little rejuvenated after the poor end of last season, so he might be better for them. But another big center going to Minnesota. You got Koivu, Staal, and Coyle down the middle. That's not even accounting for Granlund if he plays center. You got Howell can play center, Jordan Schroeder if they resign him, Zach Talpe. So they could have a deep forward center core. But I don't know. It could be a good signing. It could also not be a good signing. The thing with Minnesota is they have a habit right now of going after older guys, giving them fairly long contracts and a lot of money.
Like Freeze and Suter?
No, well, Freeze and Suter are still good right now. Koivu and Pominville, on the other hand, those are rough contracts to deal with because I know Pominville's coming off a rough season. And Mikko Koivu, even though he had a pretty good season, is falling out of favor for some Minnesota fans. That's just from what I hear. I don't know how much that is true. I'm not sure. Bringing back Chris Stewart after they acquired him at a trade deadline, I believe, 2 years ago. That's a good signing. I like Stewart because he's big. I wish he could play more consistently. The guy had so much promise when he first came into the league, and now he's just I wouldn't say a laughing stock. I just don't think he's turned out to be nearly as good as he was prescribed to be. Defensively, I like the defensive core. Quite frankly, I would like to see them trading Matt Dumba instead of re-signing him. Only because the kid's got so much value, and their defense is already stacked as it is. They have Suter, Spurgeon, Brodin, Scandella, Folan, and Mike Riley before they even have Dumba, which is already good enough. And then when Dumba wants a big boy contract, you know, you already have the guys that can do what he does. And Dumba's a good defenseman, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like they're right wrong. And I think they trade Dumba, maybe they try to get a better winger because, I don't know. I feel like their first line is a better right winger for Pariza and whoever they throw on that first line. As per their young guys, I think Mike Riley should play in the NHL this year. But space-wise, I don't know if he's going to get a chance. I don't understand why Mike Riley signed in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure he's from there. But the reason he signed with them, he wanted a roster spot. He doesn't seem like he's going to get it with the deep defensive core of Minnesota. Another thing about Minnesota, their young guys, Eriksson Ek and Alex Tuch. Will Tuch make the NHL this year? Big dude. He could make the NHL, but do I see him in the NHL? No. AHL, if he leaves college, probably. We'll see. I like Minnesota next year. I think you can clinch them a playoff spot right now. I like their moves. I like their young guys. I like their defense. They should be all good. Yeah, I would definitely slot them in for a playoff spot. Alright, moving on. The, just saying the name's gonna hurt my feelings. The New York Rangers.
Jesus.
Well. Where do you start? Where do you start with this team? Besides the fact that we were promised so much change in this offseason, and the only thing we've changed is losing Keith Yandel. I'm not even going to count Eric Staal as a loss because he was not really a good Ranger. But, like, you know, they did hype this offseason, I think, a little too much considering what we've been given. We haven't been given crap. Granted, we signed Buchnevich. I like Buchnevich. I'm happy he's in New York. But, I mean, really? This is all we done?
And, like, what
else?
JT
Miller, Kreider, and Hayes still are free agents. They think they're going to trade Kreider. That would break my heart.
I don't want to trade Kreider. He's a beast.
Looking at the Rangers right now, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. They have got 1, trade Rick Nash. 2, trade Derek Stepan. Everyone loves Derek Stepan, but the thing with Stepan is, if you're going for change, trade your first line center. He's making so much money right now. He's $6.5 million. I mean, and it's not like Stepan's a bad player, because he certainly isn't. You know, the Rangers offseason's all about change. Rangers offseason's all about change right now. And if you're going to change, I think you trade Stepan. I keep Dan Girardi, even though everyone wants to ship him out. Definitely keeping Girardi and trading Mark Stahl, get as much value from him as possible. Excuse me. Which may just be a second-round pick at this point. I don't know how much he's actually worth. No, Stahl. Mark Stahl. As per their signings, the only one I really, really like is Grabner.
I enjoy Grabner.
I think Clendenning's a minor league defenseman for life. Unless, of course, he could prove something, which I wouldn't mind because our defense is so bad right now. Nathan Gerbe, he'll play a few games this year. I can promise you that much. What he's going to do in those games, I mean, that's up in the air. I think it'd be funny to see him and Zuccarello on the ice at the same time. But honestly, my biggest problem with the Rangers is they haven't done anything, really, to change like that. Every single year since they've made the Stanley Cup, they've gotten progressively worse. Whether it's losing Brian Boyle or Anton Strawman or Prost, because Prost was a good Ranger. You're not playing Carcillo. Just a lot of things that happened that shouldn't have. But yeah, right now the Rangers are so up in the air. There's not really much you could say. I mean, all you could think is make a move, make a move, make a move, re-sign your guy. And more importantly, Dylan McIlrath hasn't been re-signed. I don't even think he wants to be here. You know, I think you got to bring back a guy like McIlrath because he's fitting great. In the system, I think Nick Jensen earned himself a spot. Buchnevich has got to play. I think Ryan Gropp is potentially has a chance to get a spot, but he's more of a minor league guy right now.
Yeah, I can see him on like a first line AHL, not like a fourth line.
Probably like Tambellini. But yeah, the Rangers defense right now: Stahl, Girardi, McDonough, Klein, Holden, Shea, McIlrath. We have 8 defensemen. First of all, Shea earned himself a spot, so someone's got to go right away.
Probably Nick Holden's not going to play in the NHL.
And by 8 defensemen, I'm counting in Clendening because he's probably going to get a 7th spot. Or an 8th spot. I really don't know. This team's... I honestly think McIlrath and Shea both deserve a spot. I think Mark Stahl's got to go. We have enough left-handed defensemen. McDonough, Stahl,
Shea.
Holden, and Shea. So I think Mark Stahl should be available, get some money. Yeah, I would even retain like $1.2 million on his salary if we do trade him, just to get maximum value and try to make it a fair deal. Keep Girardi. He had a long offseason. He can get the heel now. Maybe he'll feel better. I don't know. This team is just so up in the air right now. There's so much potential to do moves, and they haven't done anything. Rick Nash, I don't know. Maybe I would keep Nash, but if you can get good value for him, trade him. I saw rumors Nash to Buffalo for like Gergensons. If I'm trading Nash to Buffalo, I want Gergensons, Marcus Foligno, and Zach Bogosian as a start. And if I'm retaining salary, I want a pick back too. And then maybe defensively you open up a spot, depending on what you do after that. Stepan. I was saying forever Stepan to Minnesota, but Minnesota went ahead and signed
Stahl.
Eric Stahl. So, I mean, they're clearly not in need of a center anymore, unless, of course, they're looking to get rid of like a Coyle or something. Which I can't see, to be honest with you. I don't know. They probably don't want Stepan. Stepan's more of a candidate for a team like Columbus, maybe. But I don't even know what you get out of Stepan. The Rangers need forwards right now. So, they need forwards. They need to re-sign everyone. We only have $12 million cap. Wait, I could talk for hours and hours about the Rangers. Hours. Craziness. Do I see the Rangers making the playoffs next year? Well, by the looks of this offseason, I don't know. So far, their team looks worse than it did last year. And on top of that, we don't have anybody signed.
And we don't have a lot of picks.
Yeah, we have no picks. We'll see. I don't know. They may or may not make the playoffs. Everyone's getting old, so. We'll see. They're hopeful for the playoffs, probably a lower seeded spot. We'll see. Moving on to that dreaded team. The Edmonton Oilers. This is a team every single year. Everybody says, "Oh, we're gonna be good this year. They're gonna be good this year. They're gonna be good this year. They're gonna be." I cannot take it anymore. With they're gonna be good this year. No, next year. No, next year. Next year. Next year. Next year. Next year. I think they've got first and foremost. I think the first thing they should be focusing on right now is getting rid of Neil Yakupov while he still has value that is more than a 4th round pick. Because right now he's very much holding this team back for a first overall pick. And quite frankly, I think Neil Yakupov would flourish anywhere else. I think the problem is right now he's got the pressure of a first overall pick on his back. I like the signing of Lucic. I think he'll fit in well. I don't like the turn. I signed him for a long time. Very, very long time for a guy that may or may not do good there. I mean, Lucic is only a 20-goal scorer. You know, you didn't just sign this, 30-goal scorer, 60-point guy for $6 million a year. But who knows? I think he'll fit in well in the sense that he's big enough to protect the young guys with Cassian. And Pouliot's big, but he doesn't hit. I like Matt Hendricks. I know a lot of people don't. I really like Matt Hendricks. Anton Lander had a disappointing season considering the way he ended the last one, which was a very good end to that season 2 years ago. The Oilers' defense is very up in the air. They have a lot of guys under contract, and, well, we'll see what they do with them. Let's see. They got Sakara, Clefbaum, Larson, Fane, Brandon Davidson, Ferretz, Darnell Nurse, and Jordan Osterley. I think Osterley played himself into a 7th defenseman role. I think he'd fit in well there. Hell, I could even see him maybe being full-time top 6. Darnell Nurse has got to play. You got a young defenseman to flourish in Edmonton. You got to use it.
Did you use Clefbaum?
Well, Clefbaum's playing anyway. I mean, that guy's already top 4 for them. Adam Larson, a good pickup. I like that they picked him up. The price they gave him up for, we'll see. I think Anton Slepchev and Drake Caguila, I think they earned themselves a roster spot. If not in the AHL, just get a feel for it. Feel for this style of hockey. Cam Talbot, good goalie. He was great on the Rangers. They signed Jonas Gustafsson. It's a good backup. What I see the Oilers needing right now? Probably depth up front. Your centers, McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, Letestu, Draisaitl if he plays center. They have centers. If I'm the Oilers, I want McDavid my first line center. I would want him centering Patrick Maroon and Eberle. Maroon, he'll fit in up top. Then I want Nuge, Lucic, and probably Cassian.
No, I would
or
put
no,
Lucic with McDavid.
No, I wouldn't want Lucic with McDavid, not yet. Then after that, probably, well, I don't know. I'm not even going to make lines for this team because there's so many different combinations with Draisaitl playing wing and center. I don't even know how to say his name. Pakarinen. He's not bad. Pouliot, I think they could have shipped out Pouliot. But, if they want to keep him, keep him. He's not a bad player. Remember him on the Rangers, he was good. For the first time in a long time, I could see the Oilers making the playoffs this year. And I said it last year. Everyone said it the year before. I really think with a full season of Connor McDavid and getting Lucic, getting another defenseman in Adam Larson, who is highly underrated, by the way. Adam Larson played excellent with the Devils last year. Excellent.
I thought he did pretty good.
Yeah, I could see them making the playoffs, but I also think they need to make a couple moves to put themselves in a better position. Now, the Carolina Hurricanes. I love the Hurricanes offseason so far. They got, first of all, the trade, acquiring Brian Bickle and Toivo Teravainen for virtually nothing.
What was it, like a second and third or something like that?
It was absurd. I absolutely love that. Like, that was
unbelievable.
Ron Francis, kudos to you. That was an absolutely beautiful trade right there. You get a young guy in Teravainen who could very well dominate this league one day. And then on top of that, you get Brian Bickle, who's only 30 years old, has 1 year left on his contract at $4 million, who's an effective player. The only reason he's not getting paid so much in Chicago is their tight cap strap. I really think that Brian Bickle, what an awesome pickup. I love Brian Bickle. I think it's a great pickup. And on top of that, Lee Stempniak and Stolberg, also phenomenal pickups. I would like to see Stempniak return to New Jersey. I thought he played well there, but hell, you know what? If everyone's going to Carolina, you might as well. I like how they re-signed Cam Ward. People were against that signing. But what people don't understand is, in the expansion draft, you can only protect one goalie. So making Cam Ward that one goalie you don't protect is perfect, because he's been there forever. It's not on a bad term contract, good money. But Eddie Lack's right behind him. Lack's not a bad goaltender either. I think signing Cam Ward was the right move. I think very much so. And then you have Alex.
It's like
Nadel Jakovic.
I know what you're talking about.
Excellent goaltending prospect. He can come up and take the throne from Cam Ward. I think that's a very underrated prospect. I think he'll do good. Eddie Lax, it's alright. We'll see how he does. I like their defense. I think they have to re-sign Ryan Murphy. I'd sign and trade him because you do have Hayden Fleury coming up, and I do think he can earn himself a spot in Carolina. I think he can get himself a spot. That's just me, though. I'm very happy that the Hurricanes moved on from the Stoll era, because I think Eric Stoll was holding them back into their impending rebuild that they kept ignoring for all this time. I think he's definitely on the
I think Nathan Gerby's not on the team anymore.
I think, the re-signing of Victor Rask today, that was excellent. Long, 6 years, $4 million. Steal for a guy like Rask.
That's crazy.
I think they have to trade Jordan Staal. Not because he's bad, but I think you just move on from the Staal era completely. Send Staal to a team that needs to be sent. Jeff Skinner. You can hold on to Jeff Skinner. The problem with Skinner is he is so up and down. Like, you don't know if you're going to get a great season out of Skinner or a really bad season out of Skinner. So, for now, start the season with him. Same thing with Jordan Staal, and then figure out what you're doing from there. Defensively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defensemen NHL ready. They could move a defenseman. Roland McEwen still has a chance for a spot. We'll see. Do the Carolina Hurricanes make a spot this year in the playoffs? Probably not. But if they do make the playoffs, it would be in a wild card spot. I can't see them dominating the league yet. But they're definitely a good team. And please, please, people, do not hope for a Justin Falk trade. This man, 4 years at 4.8, a year left for a guy that's top 2 defenseman. Don't trade him. Hold on to him, please.
He's going to be good.
Don't rush him out.
What is he, like 23 years old?
24, but it's not even a matter of age. In fact, how dominant he is. Alright, last but not least, the Arizona Coyotes. Big move today. What the hell is wrong with their offense?
Oh, Pavel Datsyuk.
Anyways, re-signing their captain, longtime captain Shane Doan today. Excellent move. Bringing back Shane Doan had a pretty darn good. What the hell did you do to him? No, not even gonna ask.
Things.
Not gonna ask. Coming off a very good year.
Where is he? Where's Radulov?
He's 78 overall. You gotta check the scratch. Right.
Yes.
But, alright, so Doan's coming off a very good year. I like Shane Doan. Wish he would have came to the Rangers years ago, but hell, I'm not getting control of him. So that was a good move. Acquiring Alex Goligoski to help out on defense. Thought that was a good move. You got Max Domi and Duclair, 1 year older, much more experienced. And that's not even taking into account the fact that, the kid Louis Domingue could very well take over the throne this year from old man Mike Smith.
Yeah, he has a.
I like Domingue.
Future.
Henrik Samuelsson could come up and play. Dylan Strome could very well claim himself a spot.
Can you see
the
Christian
acquisition
Dvorak?
of Anthony DeAngelo, he might play. Christian Dvorak, Ryan McInnes, Brendan Pierzini, the list goes on and on and on and on. Very good. What are you doing, Joe?
I don't know.
Very good down there in Arizona. They got a good future. But they're not going to make the playoffs this year, though. I'm just going to come right out and say that right now. The way Chayka built this team, he definitely absorbing the contract at Datsuk to get that pick. They got Chuchin, right? Jake Chuchin?
Yes. Yes, they did.
That was good. I think right now they have to keep trading the guys. Like I can see Vermette going again next year. Trading Vermette, trading Hansel. They signed him again. I like him again signing, but he also may go for a pick too. I think you could see them maybe taking a bad contract away from a team that desperately needs to get rid of a bad contract. Maybe, for example, excuse me, a Mark Stoll-esque contract and getting a pick back for it. That would be good on their part. No, I don't see him trading away Mike Smith. His contract is unforgivable. Maybe a Class Stahlback or Kevin Connaughton they could trade. Zemanek McCallick's contract is up again. They can always trade McCallick. So, you know, they got an excellent future in Arizona. They're going to be a very, very good team. I look forward to seeing them play next year. They're going to be awesome. So, again, I don't see them making the playoffs this year. Actually, I wouldn't even put them in contention. I think they're going to be a bottom team again. Probably going to get a good first-round pick, maybe draft someone good again. Who knows? Maybe they have a really bad year. They draft Nolan Patrick, another good phone.
Maybe they can draft Maxime Contoy.
I don't know how good it's an NHL 16 team.
Well, I've seen him play. He's pretty good. Hey, what do you know? I'm in a shootout.
Hey, good on you. Well, that concludes our shootout commentary. Try to give as best insight on these teams as possible. Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching, and
Thank you.
We will see you in the next one.